Good morning, guys. It's Thursday, and I woke up a slightly later time than I normally do, so I'm cutting my cardio in about half, but I'm still getting it in. No excuses. So I'm challenging myself to get this in and still be ready to be in the office on time. So, anyway, what I want to talk to you guys about today is challenging yourself. One of my absolutely favorite things to do is exercise, particularly weightlifting. I love it. It's a way for me to get rid of my stress. It helps me focus. It allows me to make sure that my body is also healthy. And in the process of all these years of exercising and weightlifting, one thing that I've noticed is the only time my body will grow, my muscles will grow, is when I challenge it. That means I put a slightly higher rep range or heavier weight as I'm exercising so that my body is challenged and it is forced to grow. At the same time, I've learned that if I'm not following the right diet and my body's not getting the right nutrients, vitamins, then all that exercise that I'm doing, even though I'm challenging myself, I might not see the results that I want to see. Because as I'm challenging my body, I've got to be able to feed it and feed the right nutrients, the right food. I'm sure you guys have seen tons of people go to the gym, spend hours, and people that have been going to the gym for months, maybe years, and they still look the same. I've seen them. You know what that is? Because they're just going through the motions. They're just going through the motions. There's a lot of people that go through this world just going through the motions. They don't want to be challenged. They're not forcing themselves into uncomfortable positions in order for them to grow. They don't read anything. They don't listen to anything that it's going to give them value and knowledge and growth. Most people just go through the motions. They drive their car listening to music, which is fine. But what if you could use that time and listen to a webinar or maybe an audiobook? You know, there's a lot of time that we waste. And this culture has allowed us to think that if we're being challenged in any way, shape, or form, then we should avoid it. So subconsciously, whenever we try to get in shape or step out of our comfort zone and try something new in the professional field, then we want to shut it down immediately because we don't want to feel that feeling of being uncomfortable, of being challenged. But I tell you, just as it is with the body, it will be in your professional life. You've got to be challenged. For you to grow, you got to be put into positions where you've got to make some decisions. But the more you feed your mind with books, mentorships, audiobooks, feeding yourself that knowledge, after a while, what you'll realize is you'll start picking up bits and pieces of information that will assist you in making those tough decisions when you have to make them. In the world of real estate, you're going to be dealing with people, real human beings, with real emotions, with real problems. Sometimes you'll be dealing with buyers that need to buy quick because might be going through a divorce. Maybe those people need to also sell their home because they're going through a divorce. Maybe there was a death in the family. A number of things that you will come across. That's without a doubt. So those situations can be uncomfortable because people are looking at you for guidance. And you've got to know how to handle these situations. And in order for you to do that is to be put into these situations so that you understand how to handle them. So, challenging yourself to do something that you haven't done is only a matter of making one small decision, taking one small step, that being just doing it, right? I'm sure there's phone calls that you don't want to make sometimes. I'm sure there's emails or text messages that you don't want to respond, things that you don't want to deal with, that you know have to be dealt with. A conversation with a family member even, or a co-worker, or your boss, or whatever the case may be. There are certain things that make you feel uncomfortable, but let me tell you from personal experience, those things are the things that you have to do to see some real growth. Okay? So today, that's what I want you to do. I want you to think about that one thing that is making you feel uncomfortable and just do it. Pick up the phone, send a message, make that phone call, put somebody aside and have that conversation that you need to have. Whatever it is, I challenge you to do it, but because there's something liberating about it. Because once you do it, you almost feel like there's a weight coming off your shoulders after having finished that task that you have been putting off, just because either you just didn't want to do it, didn't want to deal with it, it was too uncomfortable to deal with, or maybe you felt like you just didn't know how to handle it at the time. Just do it. That's how you're going to see your personal growth that will also go into your professional growth. So, whatever that is for you, that is obviously up to you to decide. But today I challenge you to take care of one thing that has been making you feel uncomfortable, and just do it. Right, guys, I'm about to finish here and get on with my day. Talk to you soon.